Broadcasting from Manhattan Beach and the World Wide Web, you're listening to CHSR, HealthyLife.net.
As a service to our listeners, this program is for general information and entertainment purposes only. CHSR, HealthyLife.net does not recommend, endorse, or object to the views, products, or topics expressed or discussed by show hosts or their guests. We suggest you always consult with your own personal, medical, financial, or legal advisor.
We think pretty is pretty important in all things in beauty. Welcome. It's RadioAMB, which is designed for those who want to live a long and vibrant life. I'm Patty Schmucker. I'm a licensed cosmetologist who's been in the industry for over 40 years. American Made Beauty stands for RadioAMB stands for American Made Beauty, and it's where we tell the secrets behind the making of health and beauty products. Our segment sponsor today is AmericanMadeBeauty.com. It's a beauty platform designed to help consumers find beauty companies that are implementing the industry's best practices to bring you quality products and services. Go to AmericanMadeBeauty.com and start to shop. It's really fun. Today, my guest is someone who has been practicing in a category in our industry that I'm very passionate about. Having grown up as a cosmetologist who ended up specializing in skincare and makeup, I can't tell you how excited I am about where the industry has evolved and the new and exciting technologies, ingredients and applications that are allowing us to do things topically to the skin that just simply weren't possible before. My guest today is Laura Cooksey, a national recognized acne expert who's been invited to speak at several well-known aesthetic congresses and conferences. Having suffered from acne from the time she was a teenager, she felt as if she had tried everything short of Accutane to get some relief from her constant acne. In her mid-30s, she finally found an esthetician who got her skin clear. She immediately felt compelled to help others as she had been helped. After all, she knew firsthand how adversely it had affected her life, and she wanted to spare others the agony of dealing with acne. She became a California licensed esthetician in 1990 and set out to learn everything about acne that she could. After having been a sole proprietor for many years, her dreams of opening an acne-only clinic came true in 2005. As a result of her astonishing results with acne, other estheticians started demanding classes to learn her protocols. Out of all this was born a comprehensive acne specialist training, which she has offered to over 600 skincare professionals, including nurses and doctors around the United States. She organized the first U.S. conference on acne for acne specialists in 2014 and continues to write articles about acne and acne treatment in several skincare industry publications. She's currently doing research and testing products to increase her understanding of the disease known as retinal hyperkeratosis, also known as acne. Welcome, Laura. We're delighted to have you with us today.
Thank you, Patty. Glad to be here.
So, Laura, I understand that you had your own personal problems with regards to acne, but tell us what was it that early that made you decide, I mean, other than your own particular acne problem, how did you know that you were going to feel comfortable touching skin and being involved with the beauty industry?
Well, I had been so frustrated with my process of trying to find the answer to having clear skin that when, the estheticians that I knew got my skin clear, I was absolutely passionate about wanting to help others. Now, that being said, I did not go to beauty school for a couple of years because the thought of doing extractions was not that pleasant to me.
Right.
I have to tell you, once I was in beauty school and I started doing extractions, I was like, what was I thinking? These are so much fun.
Right.
I really enjoy doing acne extractions now, and that may sound a little gory to the public, but any esthetician worth their salt loves doing extractions, and, we all get that glazed look in our eyes when we start talking about them. So
right.
There are those of us who gladly make the sacrifice.
Absolutely. And so the initial passion was all around finding those kinds of solutions. But what gave you the courage to actually start making your own product line?
Well, I was when I got my acne clear, we were really only using benzoyl peroxide, and we were using it in the correct way. So as skincare evolved and we started using more alpha hydroxy acids, I started incorporating that, a glycolic acid, and some salicylic acid. And then later on, way later on, I discovered the magic of mandelic acid, which has a lot more properties to it, which are beneficial for acne. So for me, I wanted to custom design my line, so I had a lot of different strengths of product, especially of active product to use, so I could really custom design my clients' home care. I'll go into this a little later, how the skin adapts, but part of the process of getting someone clear is to be able to start very slowly with low strengths, and as their skin adapts, you up the ante, you make their home care just a little bit stronger. So you need to have that leeway in a skincare line, and I really hadn't seen that in any other lines. And so I thought to myself, this is what's needed, so I went forth and created it.
And so that really answers my next question, which is really how is your system different than other programs? And it's really the ability for you to see and adjust the products based on the way that the skin is reacting?
That's part of it. That's a really great question, how our system is different. Most systems out there are targeting excess oil and or acne bacteria. And while that's part of the equation, that is not the actual cause of acne. So the actual cause of acne is what's called retention hyperkeratosis, and that's a fancy word for the inherited tendency of someone with acne-prone pores to shed dead skin cells inside the pore at a much faster rate of speed than normal. So normal pores will shed about 1 layer of dead skin cells per day inside the pore, and if you are acne-prone, you'll shed up to 5 layers of dead skin cells per day inside the pore, and that's where all the problems start.
Okay, so hold on, because I think this is really, really important for particularly our consumers to understand. So the pore is basically expelling or shedding off old layers. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, and what happens is those dead skin cells get caught inside the pore. If it's just 1 layer, the body keeps up with sloughing that outside, and it sloughs out and off the body. But if you're sloughing too quickly, then it retains inside the pore, and then you have this impaction. Now, the impaction sometimes gets inflamed, and that's what turns into a pimple and eventually a pustule and sometimes a cyst. If it does not become inflamed, then it's a blackhead or a whitehead, and whether it becomes inflamed or not is also another inherited tendency. So, it's all about targeting and managing that buildup of dead skin cells. You prevent that buildup from happening inside the pore. And that's where dermatologists miss the mark. That's where a lot of skincare lines miss the mark. They're targeting the bacteria. The bacteria happens secondarily to the dead skin cell buildup. When the dead skin cells build up inside the pore, then there's no oxygen getting inside the pore. And the P. acnes bacteria is an oxygen-loving type of bacteria. So when it's an anaerobic bacteria. It means it proliferates without oxygen. So once you plug that pore, then that P. acnes bacteria can really take off and multiply.
Okay, all right. And so, again, the traditional way in which acne was treated was to be targeting that P. acne bacteria and the oil, and not really looking at the cause, which I think is really, really fascinating. How did you discover that?
Well, it's really through the research of Dr. James Fulton. He did all this initial research back in I believe the 60s and the 70s, and it's still relevant today. He's the one that discovered this, and then he's the one that put together protocols to combat the retention hyperkeratosis. And he basically helped in the production of, in the discovery of Retin-A, and of the benzoyl peroxide formulations that we use currently. Benzoyl peroxide formulations need to be a water-based formulation, so it allows the active molecule to go down inside the pore and to peel the inside of the pore. So, a lot of my work is based on his research.
And when you mentioned earlier about the idea that estheticians and traditionally dermatologists don't approach it that way, is that part of the reason why going to see a dermatologist oftentimes doesn't work?
That's absolutely right. I mean, one of the first things they do is they'll give you a prescription for antibiotics. And antibiotics will only it only counteract the bacteria for a short period of time, and then the body adapts to it. So I have had clients who have been on antibiotics for years, and and there's a whole list of dangers that I could talk to you for at least 30 minutes about that. So they also, if that doesn't help, then they might give you a prescription exfoliant like a Retin-A or a Differin or some sort of prescription exfoliant. And that is partially what can help with acne, but you also need something that really, like I say, like benzoyl peroxide will go down inside the pore and peel that inside of the pore. So another thing that dermatologists will do is they'll give people medications that will balance their hormones out. Mm-hmm. And while that can be a support to clearing acne, it's hormonal swings are not the cause of acne. Mm-hmm. It just can exacerbate an already existing hereditary condition of it. So, yes, the medical community is going after the wrong symptom. They're going after the symptoms of bacteria and of oil, and what they really need to focus on is what we focus on, is the dead skin cell buildup.
And it's so interesting when you think about companies like yours that are making the kind of progress that you are, and for those of you who haven't been or haven't seen Laura's company, Reality Acne Clinic, and you can go on her website. Amazing befores and afters, and so you have to wonder, why is it that the medical community isn't beginning to adapt more of these kinds of approaches to treating skin?
That is a great question. I wonder that every day. We do have a few doctors that have signed on with us and have estheticians working for them that use our protocol. But for the most part, dermatologists only have like 4 to 7 minutes per patient. And so they are going to look at the skin very quickly and write a prescription so they can bill for that office call. Mm-hmm. They don't have the time that estheticians do. Mm-hmm. Estheticians can take the time to do what it takes to really analyze the skin, to figure out what type of acne a person has, how sensitive that person's skin is, all other factors that need to be looked at in order to custom design a home care protocol. And it's not just using the right products, but it's how the products are used. You can't just start off and use a serum every day and benzoyl peroxide overnight. You have to start slowly with those products. So it's also about coaching the acne client to clear skin. like I say, we start off slowly, and every couple of weeks we up the ante and have them use a product more frequently as their skin can tolerate it. So it's about giving them the products that their skin will tolerate, but slowly pushing the skin over time to keep responding to that protocol. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. And that makes sense that the skin is going to adjust, and that's probably the reason why oftentimes people will get an initial solution and then it stops working because they're not recognizing that the body is adapting.
Exactly right.
Mm-hmm.
So many of the acne kits out there that are very popular that you see everywhere, yes, they do work for about 3 weeks. Almost, I would say at least 75% of my clients have tried that route. They've tried a dermatologist route or they've tried an acne kit that's sold everywhere. And the system itself is actually, they're on the right track, but it's too weak of a system. The skin will adapt in about 3 weeks, and then, yes, it stops working. So it's about having those increments of strengths of products that you can now push the skin onto to keep the skin responding.
Right. And when you, it would seem like there's a continuum. So there's that process to get through initially the acne, and then is there a point in which you begin to back off of the activity, or once you've sort of hit the peak, it's about maintaining that?
Well, once the skin is clear, then you usually do not have to keep adjusting the home care. You can go on maintenance, and what our rule of thumb is that if somebody stays clear for at least 6 months, then we start experimenting with backing off some of the strengths. Like if we have them on a really strong product, we might back them off an increment and see if they still stay clear. But they, for some reason, once the skin is clear, you don't have to keep pushing the skin.
Right, right. And it seems like there's really a tremendous amount of education that goes into being able to help the practitioners understand how to analyze and prescribe product.
Oh, absolutely. And, even the clients that come to us, they are receiving a little acne workshop. Mm-hmm. We give them all kinds of handouts, and this is what I teach estheticians who want to become acne specialists, is exactly how you're going to coach your clients and the lifestyle choices that you need to talk to your clients about, various supplements that can be helpful, how to analyze the skin. There's 10 different things they really need to look at when they're analyzing a person's skin to make sure they get the right products. There are all kinds of consultation forms that they need to give them. They need to know how to troubleshoot when things aren't working the way they'd like. Keeping copious treatment notes to make sure they know exactly where their client's at and what's happening and what's happened in the past. All of that.
Well, and when you're looking at being able to provide that education, what do you find are the top 3 things that are important to be included in a regimen for clearing the skin?
The top 3 are to make sure that you test the skin to give the skin products that are strong enough but not so strong that they're going to irritate and dry out the skin. Mm-hmm. Number 2, you make sure that you account for skin adaptation. So every 2 weeks you'll make sure that you're changing up the home care to keep up with skin adaptation. Another one is to make sure that, especially for women, they're not using any sort of products or makeup that will clog the pores. There's comedogenic ingredients in a lot of even acne products, prescription products, makeup products. So just making sure that they're not adding to the problem.
Gosh, that makes it just makes good basic sense. And from the consumer's perspective, because those are really the top 3 things in terms of the professional and the way that they're going to approach it. But from the consumer's perspective, what are some of the things that are within their control as well?
Well, there's actually a list on if you go to our website, facerealityacneclinic.com, we do have what's called the Acne Information Center, where there's a lot of free information for consumers, and they can go there and they can actually check products that they're currently using. We have a list of pore-clogging ingredients that we provide to the public as a public service. So, and all of the lifestyle things that contribute to acne, like, for instance, the simple thing of using fabric softener can clog your pores.
Wow.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Even using the wrong a hand lotion that has comedogenic ingredients in it, and you're putting your hands on your face, especially if you're sitting in front of your computer. That's what I do all the time.
Mm-hmm.
That comedogenic ingredient can get on your face and start clogging your pores. Using most lip balms out there will have pore clogging ingredients in them, so I tell people just use either Vaseline or Aquaphor. Don't use anything else on your lips. For women, using the right birth control or hormone replacement, there are very many birth controls that contribute to acne. The low-dose type of birth control can contribute to acne. For swimmers, swimming pool disinfectants can be a problem. So all of that is on our website for, like I say, it's like a public service to at least people, allow them to find out what's making their acne worse.
Cool.
And then, when they're ready to get their skin clear, they can come to us and make sure they're on the right products used correctly.
That's great. All right, so that's facerealityacneclinic.com. Is that right, Laura?
That's right.
And so we're going to take a break. That you want to go to that website to find out some of this information. It's free on Laura Cooksey's facerealityclinic.com website. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit more about ingredients and some of the myths behind benzoyl peroxide. So stay with us. We'll be right back.
Over here. Here's a secret for a virus-free computer. ESET. They've been a pioneer in the antivirus industry for over 25 years. 25 years of innovative, top-rated antivirus protection. ESET's award-winning security solutions provide a safe online experience for over 100 million home and business computer owners. They are so affordable, fast, and simple to use. So be gone, you blue screen of death. ESET's on my computer. If it's not on yours, visit HealthyLife.net's advertiser page and click on ESET now.
Here's the thing about beauty. It's pretty. At AmericanMadeBeauty.com, we're all about the pretty, making it easy for you to find what makes your beauty shine. We have essentially everything you need, and AmericanMadeBeauty.com celebrates brands that were created right here in the U.S. of A. Imagine everything you need, from the best hair, skin, and nail products to makeup and even the tools, because it's all about pretty at AmericanMadeBeauty.com. We also think you're pretty important, so visit AmericanMadeBeauty.com. Browse, buy, learn. AmericanMadeBeauty.com. We're looking for a few good American beauty manufacturers who want to increase their brand in an exclusive credentialed category. If you're an American company who has conceived, designed, and bottled brands that are all about pretty, then we're pretty sure we're talking about you. And we're pretty sure you should be on AmericanMadeBeauty.com. This beauty website focuses on entrepreneurs and beauty startups as well as established brands. If it's pretty, we want to see it, and we want to sell it on AmericanMadeBeauty.com. To learn how you can be part of AmericanMadeBeauty.com, visit AmericanMadeBeauty.com now.
What does HealthyLife.net and Amazon.com have in common? Well, they're both available on the Internet. They both give great value. But most important, most of our positive program hosts and guests are accomplished authors, and their books are available from, you got it, Amazon.com. Now, it even gets better than that, because when you're listening on air to a HealthyLife.net host or guest, you can go directly to Amazon.com and you can order your book while you're still listening to your favorite HealthyLife.net program. So when you hear an author you like, go to the homepage of HealthyLife.net and click on Amazon.com.
Where positive people and radio unite. HealthyLife.net.
Welcome back. This is Patty Schmucker here on RadioAMB on HealthyLife.net. I'm here with Laura Cooksey, is a national recognized acne specialist and owner of the Face Reality Acne Clinic. And we've been talking about some interesting information about the real causes of acne. Laura, tell us a little bit about, we mentioned earlier in our segment that one of the first ingredients you learned about was benzoyl peroxide. But you mentioned about the appropriate use of benzoyl peroxide. Can you tell us a little bit about the myths and what you've learned about the appropriate uses of this ingredient?
Sure. Benzoyl peroxide can be a very, very irritating product to use. And that's because nobody taught people how to use it correctly. We start our clients using it only 15 minutes a night, and very slowly over time, over about a 2-week time period, they'll slowly work up to wearing it overnight. And the skin, like I had mentioned before about adaptation, the skin adapts beautifully to it. Sometimes people are a little, sometimes you have to take a little longer to get someone skin adapted to it, but for, I would say, 90% of people out there, starting 15 minutes and then working up slowly overnight in 2 weeks works really, really well. So, there's even a lot of estheticians will argue with me. They're like, oh, benzoyl peroxide ruins the skin, and I always have to counter that argument. Yes, because it's peeling the inside of the pore, but it's also killing bacteria by shooting an oxygen molecule inside the pore. Yes, that does contribute to some oxidative stress. However, my argument to that is when you're doing cardiovascular exercise, you're contributing a lot of free radicals, a lot of oxidative stress to your body. Are you going to stop exercising? No, because the benefit outweighs the con.
Right.
So benzoyl peroxide used correctly can be an incredible tool. And I used benzoyl peroxide for years, and I'm 63 years old, and you would never know it. My skin was not ruined by benzoyl peroxide. When I look at the thousands of clients that we've cleared, and once their skin is clear, their skin looks fabulous. It's glowing. It's beautiful. And they're using benzoyl peroxide every night. So, I just think it's just one of the best tools in the acne arsenal to utilize and to utilize correctly. So that's one thing I teach to both my professionals and my retail clients. And the other thing is that you have to make sure that you are using a real, not all benzoyl peroxide formulations are the same.
Okay.
So you want to make sure that you're using a really good formulation, one that doesn't have oil in the formulation. If it has some oil in the formulation, it means that it won't allow the benzoyl molecule to go down inside the pore and do its work. So, and there are, the quality of benzoyl molecules differ from manufacturer to manufacturer, so you just have to make sure that you're getting a real quality formulation.
Well, and I know we had an opportunity to speak with David Valenzuela on a show earlier, and he was talking specifically about the way in which a special treatment that you have for some of the ingredients that allow their potency to be more bioavailable. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Oh, certainly, yes. That is also extremely important. One of the main ingredients we use, one of the main serums we use is what's called mandelic acid. And most mandelic formulations out there are what's called the DL mandelic molecule, which is the cheaper version of the molecule. And so you get the, product manufacturers will get the benefit of, saying they have a mandelic formulation, but it's, they're not paying a lot for it. We use what's called the chirally correct version of mandelic acid, which is the L mandelic molecule. the reason this is so important is because that side of the molecule is the one that the skin receptors respond to. The racemic version, the DL version, is the one that it's it's backwards. That molecule is backwards, and so it doesn't quite fit into the skin receptors, and it's actually quite irritating. So we make sure that people know that they are getting the most efficacious molecule that is available
right.
in our formulations, and it's so important because there was a time when we were trying to have a backup lab to create our L-Mandelic, and they swore to us they were using the L-Mandelic molecule, but we kept testing it on our client's skin. We'd have them use it on half of their face, and then the other half our product, just to have clean testing, and it wasn't working. And we couldn't figure out why. Well, it turned out they were lying to us. So I know from a prior experience that the difference makes all the difference.
Right. And this is what I was saying at the very top of the show about how exciting it is at this particular time in terms of the way that we're being able to take care of our body, because we know so much more about the way the body responds, even the cellular structure, and how products are absorbed, delivery systems and things like that. It's got to be fascinating for you as a researcher to be looking into those new pioneering breakthroughs.
Yeah, it's absolutely fascinating, and it's endless. I mean, the research and the innovation that is available these days is absolutely, it's endless.
Yeah.
So we depend on, we just pick the best labs that have the best innovation, and, we tell them what we're looking for, and, and they really assist us in bringing those innovations into our product formulations. Like one of them is using 5 alpha reductase inhibitors, I can't think of any other off the top of my head, but, we just want to make sure that we have clean formulations and, the most up-to-date innovations that we can to help our acne clients.
Great. Well, we're going to take another break, and when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit more from a consumer's perspective in terms of lifestyle guidelines and a little bit of some case studies of some successes that Laura has seen in the clinic. So stay with us. We'll be right back.
Here's the thing about beauty. It's pretty. At AmericanMadeBeauty.com, we're all about the pretty, making it easy for you to find what makes your beauty shine. We have essentially everything you need, and AmericanMadeBeauty.com celebrates brands that were created right here in the U.S. of A. Imagine everything you need from the best hair, skin, and nail products to makeup and even the tools, because it's all about pretty at AmericanMadeBeauty.com. We also think you're pretty important, so visit AmericanMadeBeauty.com. Browse, buy, learn. AmericanMadeBeauty.com.
For all your live or pre-recorded webcasting needs, come to earthchannel.com. Get your web-based message out to a select group or the whole world. It's easy. A pioneer in webcasting, earthchannel.com provides the best products and services to big corporations and government users. And now this same technology is available to you. They have the best Earthcast encoders, servers, and products to meet your technical needs. But wait, don't want to mess with technical stress? No problem. They'll do it for you. EarthChannel.com is your answer. You can use webcasting for lots of things like advertising, marketing, customer support, training, and don't forget web radio and TV. In fact, you're listening to a live Earthcast right now. So come to EarthChannel.com. Actualize your audio or video webcasting needs today. You can't beat the friendly service or the price. Call EarthChannel.com at 1-800-849-8978. That's 1-800-849-8978.
We're looking for a few good American beauty manufacturers who want to increase their brand in an exclusive credentialed category. If you're an American company who has conceived, designed, and bottled brands that are all about pretty, then we're pretty sure we're talking about you. And we're pretty sure you should be on AmericanMadeBeauty.com. This beauty website focuses on entrepreneurs and beauty startups as well as established brands. If it's pretty, we want to see it, and we want to sell it on AmericanMadeBeauty.com. To learn how you can be part of AmericanMadeBeauty.com, visit AmericanMadeBeauty.com now.
When you're looking for bedding, department store prices can shock you. Well, be shocked no more. Sell steak cheap, not cheap steak. That's the motto of Anna's Linens. Although they don't sell steak, they do sell the best bedding, bath, and home decor items. They strive to provide their merchandise at extreme value to their customers, and they do it. Great everyday prices on everything and military discounts. Plus, if you visit them online, they have clearance items and internet specials. Visit them online now at HealthyLife.net's advertiser page.
Radio your way. HealthyLife.net.
Hi, thanks for staying with us. This is Patty Schmucker, and you're listening to RadioAMB on HealthyLife.net. I'm here with Laura Cooksey of Face Reality Acne Clinic, and we've been talking about some amazing innovations that have taken place about understanding the skin and how Laura has been able to apply that knowledge and her individual research and development to create a very, very effective approach to dealing with acne. Laura, tell us a little bit about, I know you mentioned that you actually give consumers sort of an acne clinic when they come in, or a workshop when they come in to get services. Tell us about the lifestyle guidance that you provide.
Okay. Well, we tell people, as I said before, this is always a surprising one to people, we tell them to stop using fabric softener, both the liquid and the dryer sheets. And even if it's organic sheets, that's still the problem. What happens with that is, it's animal tallow is really what they use for fabric softener, and that coats the towels and the sheets and the pillowcases and all that, and it's the coating that makes the cloth soft. And it's that very coating that, when you're laying on that pillowcase for 8 hours while you're sleeping, that's getting on your skin and clogging your pores. Another thing we talk about is using fragrance-free detergents, only because it can cause skin irritation. It might not clog the pores, but we're using strong products in the skin, so we don't want to irritate it further. Another thing is no water softeners. There's some evidence that potassium chloride that are used in water softeners can lead to acne, which then leads to swimming pool disinfectants that can contain iodides and chlorine, which are in the water, and that can cause problems. So what we tell our swimmers to do is to just apply a very thin layer of Vaseline before they get in the pool, and then once they're done swimming, then they can wash that off.
Now, wait a minute. I'm going to stop you because all of a sudden everything you've said seems like it makes total sense. But going back to our earlier conversation, that the real problem with people who are prone to acne is the rapid exfoliation of the skin cells that get caught in the pore. It seems to me that Vaseline would be counterintuitive to be causing more of that problem.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Now, this is the deal with Vaseline. Again, it's a myth that Vaseline clogs the pores. The molecule in Vaseline and petroleum jelly, the molecule is so big that it cannot possibly go down inside the pore.
Interesting.
What you have to really worry about are natural oils, like coconut oil. I mean, coconut oil is across the internet. It's all over the internet saying how wonderful it is for acne. It is one of the worst things you can use on your skin if you're acne prone because the molecule is very small, and it will go down inside the pore and add to that clogging.
Interesting. Yeah, because that is one of the things, and I have been reading a lot of research with regards to how ineffective coconut oil is to be utilizing directly on the hair and on the skin. But this makes even better sense in terms of really educating people that what we thought was the cause of acne, which is oil and bacteria, is not really the root cause.
I mean, they tout coconut oil for being an antibacterial. Well, that may be so, but that very oil is going down inside your pore.
Right.
And causing big problems.
Yeah.
And so, on the Internet, my fellow acne specialists and I start laughing when we see those kind of posts about acne, about using coconut oil, where it's like, well, that's going to be more business for us.
Right. Very interesting. So, all right. So that I stopped you on the Vaseline. Are there some other things that you include in the lifestyle guidance?
Yes. As I said before, we tell people to beware of the hand lotions they use. We tell them to beware of the lip balms, toothpaste. Toothpaste has a pore-clogging ingredient in it called sodium lauryl sulfate, which is in everything, in most shampoos. So we tell people to make sure and use a toothpaste that does not contain sodium lauryl sulfate. Facial tissues. They've gone to great lengths to make facial tissues very soft now and non-irritating, but guess what? The oils that they put in those facial tissues are most of the time comedogenic. Oftentimes they are some sort of coconut oil or have sodium lauryl sulfate in them, or isopropyl myristate, all of which clogs the pores. So, if you're getting breakouts around your mouth area, it's the lip balms, toothpaste, and facial tissues that may be the culprit. We tell people not to pick or squeeze their own lesions, to let us do it because we love doing it. And if they pick their own acne lesions, usually they break the skin, and then that spot will stay red for months. When we extract it properly, then that spot will stay red for like an hour.
Right.
So people are making their skin look way worse by picking and squeezing.
And what about some of the things we hear in terms of chocolate and fried foods?
Well, this has been my what I worry about more than chocolate and fried foods is the salt in those fried foods. I'm worried more about iodides, because iodides will irritate the inside of the pore and cause inflammation. So, of course, eating a lot of sugary things is not good for health in general, but I don't think, I know there's been a lot of studies on that, but like I say, what I want my clients to focus on is to stay away from foods that are high in iodides, and also foods that are high in androgen hormones, which are peanut butter, peanut oil, seafood, seaweed. So it's it's the foods high in iodides and the foods high in androgen hormones.
Interesting. And so it really is a different, an entirely different approach. We've only got about a minute left in this segment, but what is the one thing that is the most surprising to you in terms of the things that you've learned about acne that you used to believe?
Well, I think what was the most surprising to me was that petrolatum products like mineral oil and Vaseline. I just thought that was the worst thing you could put on your skin. And many years ago, I had an instructor that set me straight, saying no, it's all about molecule size. And if the molecule is too big to go down inside the pore, then you're fine. And it's really, that was such a surprise to me. It kind of turned me around and go, oh, I've got to look at things differently now.
Yeah, that's an entirely different way to look at what you're putting on the surface of the skin. We're going to take one more break, and when we come back, we'll talk about, we'll focus on the industry and talk about, if you are in the industry, how do you get involved as a certified acne specialist. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
the thing about beauty. It's pretty. At AmericanMadeBeauty.com, we're all about the pretty, making it easy for you to find what makes your beauty shine. We have essentially everything you need, and AmericanMadeBeauty.com celebrates brands that were created right here in the U.S. of A. Imagine everything you need from the best hair, skin, and nail products to makeup and even the tools, because it's all about pretty at AmericanMadeBeauty.com. We also think you're pretty important, so visit AmericanMadeBeauty.com. Browse, buy, learn. AmericanMadeBeauty.com.
When you're looking for bedding, department store prices can shock you. Well, be shocked no more. Sell steak cheap, not cheap state. That's the motto of Anna's Linens. Although they don't sell steak, they do sell the best bedding, bath, and home decor items. They strive to provide their merchandise at extreme value to their customers, and they do it. Great everyday prices on everything and military discounts. Plus, if you visit them online, they have clearance items and internet specials. Visit them online now at HealthyLife.net's advertiser page.
We're looking for a few good American beauty manufacturers who want to increase their brand in an exclusive credentialed category. If you're an American company who has conceived, designed, and bottled brands that are all about pretty, then we're pretty sure we're talking about you. And we're pretty sure you should be on AmericanMadeBeauty.com. This beauty website focuses on entrepreneurs and beauty startups as well as established brands. If it's pretty, we want to see it, and we want to sell it on AmericanMadeBeauty.com. To learn how you can be part of AmericanMadeBeauty.com, visit AmericanMadeBeauty.com now.
Oh, man, it never fails. My suitcase just got ripped apart.
Life is a journey. Make it a pleasant one. Use Samsonite. You know the name. For almost a century, Samsonite luggage has proved itself to be the worldwide leader in innovative travel solutions. Let it be yours. Visit HealthyLife.net's affiliate Samsonite on our homepage and click to look at the fine luggage from suitcases to golf travel bags. And don't forget, take a look at their travel accessories. Make life a journey, a pleasant one, with Samsonite.
HealthyLife.net, where positive overcomes negative.
Hi, this is Patty Schmucker, and you're listening to RadioAMB on HealthyLife.net. I'm here with Laura Cooksey of the Face Reality Acne Clinic, and we've been talking about her unique approach to addressing acne and really being able to educate people on how to take care of their skin in such a way that you can not only get immediate results but also be able to have long-term maintenance to be able to have clear skin. Let's turn our focus, Laura, to the industry. If somebody is in the industry and they wanted to learn more and get involved with your education, I understand you have something called the Certified Acne Specialist Program. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes. Well, when there was a high demand for estheticians wanting to learn my protocol, so I used to have live classes, which then turned into a DVD, which then turned into an online course. So I now have a whole website that is dedicated to the acne professional, people who want to become an acne specialist and become certified through us. So it's an online course with over 22 videos and all the documentation that you need. It's basically a business in a box. If, a lot of estheticians will add the acne protocol to their existing menu. Some people want to just become an acne clinic, and oftentimes their businesses grow really fast when they niche market in acne because there's such a huge need. So people will take my course. What we require is that once you take the course, then we have you take a test, so I know that you at least have a rudimentary grasp on my concepts. The test is open book, so it's basically a learning tool. Then we have you send in required paperwork, esthetician license, business license, insurance, and once we receive all the paperwork, then you become certified through us, which means that now you are our whole wholesale line is available for you to purchase and use.
And it's not, and then my understanding is that until you go through that process, somebody can't just go onto your website and buy product as the professional product. They actually have to go through and validate that they understand the protocol before the product is even available for sale.
Absolutely, because we feel that it's just so incredibly important. You know, it's knowing how to use the product is more important than knowing which products are right, or are best to use. So it's, we very staunchly believe that knowing how to use the products is paramount to having access to them.
And do you have products that are only for the professional that you don't resell to consumers?
Absolutely. We have a whole line, back bar line of peels. It's a cocktail of peels that uses TCA, mandelic, azelaic, kojic, and lactic acid that we developed. And, it's basically using peels is the same as it's the same concept as using home care. You start off, the peels themselves aren't, they're not very aggressive. It's just basically a jump start to the home care. So you start slowly. You start with the acne peel number 1, and over time you strengthen the treatments just like you would strengthen their home care, and we teach you that in our course.
Right. And do you find that there's demand for, because you mentioned that you've got more and more medical professionals that are starting to be more involved, are they looking for products that are even more intense?
Well, we don't make a differentiation between the skincare professional and the medical professional because our system works. I mean, we have an over 90% success rate with our acne clients when the acne clients are compliant and do everything we tell them to do. So we don't really have a huge need for anything more aggressive because we really want the strengths to be in the home care.
Right.
The home care is what conditions the pore, not to clog up with dead skin cells. So we don't want to do super aggressive peels because then they would not be able to use their home care for quite a few days while their skin is peeling. So it's really it's a slow but steady process that we use.
But I think that's really fascinating that it's not only understanding that it's not oil and bacteria that's the cause, it's the buildup in the pores, and that over time you want to condition the pores not to build up, and that's part of the formula as well.
Exactly, and that's why it takes about 3 months to get somebody clear. And if it's non-inflamed acne, it can take a little longer because that's, I don't know, deeper and more stubborn. But, it's really about that just slow. I think the point I wanted to make was it takes up to 3 months for an acne lesion to form and come to the surface. So you've got that 3-month window of time where you're preventing new acne from forming each time you do a treatment, each time that person puts their home care on. And when they come every 2 weeks, you're extracting the acne that is just now surfacing. You're extracting that out. And so after 3 months, that 90-day window, you've extracted most of the acne out. You've prevented the new acne from forming. So in that 90-day intersection, you've got a appreciable. You've got results. Right.
You've been able to actually make a change. When you think back in terms of some of your success stories, is there someone that stands out? And I'm asking you this question. We only have 60 seconds left, but tell us a success story.
I think of early on in my in our first clinic that we had, I had this young high school kid come in, and he just had the worst inflamed acne. I mean, just like big cysts on his face, and he was such a handsome kid, and I just felt so bad for him. But I knew, inflamed acne is the absolute easiest to clear, and so I know enough. I gave him a little more aggressive protocol because I really wanted to, bring down in inflamed acne. You want to bring the bacteria down as quickly as possible. And in 3 months, his acne was completely gone. It's funny because every time he came in, his whole family would come into the treatment room with him, which we don't allow anymore. But, everybody was just fascinated and watching. And, they were driving from like an hour and a half away. And just to be able to see this kid blossom into someone who, now didn't have to be embarrassed by his skin. It's just, I never tire of it, Patty. Once you start treating acne, you really get addicted to that because it changes people's lives so incredibly.
Well, we can tell because the passion just oozes from your voice. Thank you. Thanks for the incredible work that you're doing. And I know we ran out of time, but you've also about to expand into treatments for post-acne. So go on the website, Laura Cooksey, Face Reality Clinic. You can reach her. Thank you. Thanks for taking the time to tell us a little bit about yourself and your story.
You're welcome. Thank you so much, Patty, for having me.
You're welcome. Stay with us, and next week you'll want to make sure that you plug in. An organization called Bright Pink is empowering young women to understand how they can be proactive with their health. Join us and meet their CEO, Kate Theo, who will be with us next week. I'm Patty Schmucker. Thank you for listening to Radio AMB, where we think pretty is pretty important in all things in beauty.
For all your live or pre-recorded webcasting needs, come to earthchannel.com. Get your web-based message out to a select group or the whole world. It's easy. A pioneer in webcasting, earthchannel.com provides the best products and services to big corporations and government users. And now this same technology is available to you. They have the best Earthcast encoders, servers, and products to meet your technical needs. But wait, don't want to mess with technical stress? No problem. They'll do it for you. Earthchannel.com is your answer. You can use webcasting for lots of things like advertising, marketing, customer support, training, and don't forget web radio and TV. In fact, you're listening to a live Earthcast right now. So come to Earthchannel.com. Actualize your audio or video webcasting needs today. You can't beat the friendly service or the price. Call earthchannel.com at 1-800-849-8978. That's 1-800-849-8978.
Here's the thing about beauty. It's pretty. At AmericanMadeBeauty.com, we're all about the pretty, making it easy for you to find what makes your beauty shine. We have essentially everything you need, and AmericanMadeBeauty.com celebrates brands that were created right here in the U.S. of A. Imagine everything you need from the best hair, skin, and nail products to makeup and even the tools, because it's all about pretty at AmericanMadeBeauty.com. We also think you're pretty important, so visit AmericanMadeBeauty.com. Browse, buy, learn. AmericanMadeBeauty.com. Obstacle racing. You know you want to try it. Well, try Reebok's Spartan Race, the global leader in obstacle racing. With 4 different race levels, their goal is to get you up off the couch and throw you into the mud and on the trails to give you the adrenaline rush of your life. Obstacle courses are designed to test your resilience, strength, stamina, quick decision-making skills, and give you the ability to laugh in the face of adversity. Visit HealthyLife.net advertiser page and click on Spartan Race.
HealthyLife.net, the positive radio network.